Welcome to our week number 6 Twitch live stream. Sorry, I was having some issues with the internet connection, so I'm sorry about the couple of minute delay, but it looks like everything is working now, so that's good. Can everyone hear and see me okay? Can someone let me know in the chat if everything is coming through all right on your end? Okay, perfect. Good. I'm glad. And again, sorry that a couple minutes late there. It was like, of course, the second I go to log in, my internet is like not working and my computer wants to restart. But anyway, it's all up and working now. We are right here. I cannot even believe that we're in week number 6. So we're halfway through our week 5, 6. At least it wasn't 6, 7, right? My kids are all about the 6, 7. But we're right in the middle of weeks 5 and 6. Everything is due by this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So what I went over week 5 last week, so I obviously want to focus on week number 6 this week. Go over what we have due. I'll give you the extra credit question and then have a couple of reminders for you. So hopefully kind of short and sweet, making up for the few minute late start. This week, we are looking at chapters 11 and 12. So, human development and personality. Again, kind of two very core topics to psychology. Last week was motivation and emotion, discussions 9 and 10, and self assessment number 2. So, as always, for the topics for this week, make sure you do those 3 things like usual, right? You're going to want to read the chapter in the textbook, read through the lecture, and watch the lecture video. So 3 things, like always. Hopefully it's very familiar format. I'm really big on that consistency, so hopefully that's making it a little easier for you. So again, read through the lecture, watch the lecture video for chapters 11 and 12. And then you have 2 discussions and an exam this week. So let's take a look at the 2 discussions. We'll talk a little bit about the test. And then as always, I will give you the extra credit question. I'll post the recording of this in a little bit. So for discussion 11, this one is related to human development. And as always, you have my instructions at the top, followed by my video. For this one, it's all about human development. And you have kind of 2 main tasks that you're doing. You're going to listen to 2 songs about being a teenager. And if you're not a big country music fan, you're going to get your country music fix this week. It's 15 by Taylor Swift and Letter to Me by Brad Paisley. So here are the songs along with some lyrics. The second thing that you're going to do is go on a field trip to somewhere that sells birthday cards. So this could be the grocery store, it could be a Hallmark, a Target, a Walmart, a CVS. You could find these online if it's not easy for you to go out. That's totally fine. But you're going to look at birthday cards targeting turning 30, 40, or 50. And then birthday cards turning 60, 70, or 80, and then aging in general. So once you've listened to the songs and you've found some birthday cards, you're going to think about how do the songs, 15 and Letter to Me, incorporate or demonstrate some of the cognitive, social, and or physical milestones related to being a teenager. And I want you to be really specific. So find some specific lyrics in the song, connect them to the materials in the chapter. This is really the bulk of your discussion. So really spend some time on this first bullet. Find specific examples in each song that connect to specific concepts that we covered in chapter 11. Number 2 here, what are some of the general messages, tones, and focus of the cards for each age range that you examine? So turning like 30, 40, 50, 60, and so on. What are some of the attitudes and stereotypes that you saw related to aging or getting older? Definitely make it some of the cards very comical, so you can highlight that if you would like. And then just for fun, if you had to personally be stuck at one age for the rest of your life, what age would you pick and why? And then you're welcome to take pictures or upload videos of any of the cards that you find. You don't have to, but if you have a card that's really funny and you want to share that with everyone, please feel free to do so. A lot of the cards related to aging are rather comical. And when you're ready, you'll hit reply, and then you can also reply to a classmate. And you can see a few of you have already done this, which is fantastic. Let's take a look at discussion number 12 as well. Discussion 12 is related to personality. So this one, as always, you have my instructions followed by my video. And then underneath it, you have a couple of questions to answer. So, number one, if you had to describe what has made you the person you are today, in other words, what are some of the things that have shaped your personality, what would some of those key contributors be for you? I want you to share a minimum of two factors that you feel have heavily contributed to your personality and then explain how they've contributed. So, this could be genetics, it could be an event, it could be a person, it could be a place you lived, it could be anything. How has it contributed and explain? Number two, in the spirit of the trait perspective, if you had to describe yourself in 5 words, what would those 5 words be? And then follow up to that, I want you to ask 2 different people who know you fairly well in your life to describe you in 5 words. You could ask someone who's in your family, a partner, a coworker, a child, a friend, but ask a couple of people and see what are the 5 words that they would use to describe you. Kind of interesting to do. Were they similar to yours? Were they different? Share your reactions and comments. And then at the end of the lecture on personality, I gave you some fun websites and I put them here as well. I want you to take one of these personality quizzes. It can be one that's fun, it can be one that's a little more serious, but you're going to describe the quiz that you took, giving me your general reaction to the questions, the overall feel, and then comment on your results. So what did it say about your personality? So this first one is really like informal, kind of like poor in terms of like psychometric stuff, but fun. And then these other ones down here are a little bit better. So it's totally up to you. You can take more than one, but you're going to share your reaction, the overall results, and then kind of comment on all of that as well. When you're ready, you'll hit reply, and then don't forget to also reply to a classmate. Don't forget to go in depth on what you took and all of the like results and reactions to that. The other thing that you do have this week is exam number 3. So just like the other 2 tests that you've taken, this one is on weeks 5 and 6. So it's only on everything from last week and this week, which means chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12. If you click on the study guide that I have right here underneath it, it'll remind you of that. And so remember that if it's on the study guide, it will be on the test. So make sure you know all of these terms and concepts. It's mainly multiple choice, true, false, and matching, right? So keep that in mind as you're preparing. But as I've mentioned a few times, if it were me, I would probably write or type this out. I would have it all in front of me to make it easy to reference. Remember that the exam is on the ebook site. So if you click here, it'll remind you to go to the ebook site to take it. But make sure that you have 75 minutes to spare, that you have good internet. We're supposed to have some kind of sketchy weather for the next couple of days. So just be mindful as we go into the weekend. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time, quiet place to take it, that you've studied and prepared, all that kind of stuff. I'll also, of course, be posting the extra credit question here in just a moment. I'll give that to you and then I'll post the recording of this in a little bit. I do have a couple of reminders for you. The first one, as always, don't forget to just double check your status. So a few people, Jean, you've lost the football cake. Roxandra, you've lost the football cake, which just means that your 30-day free subscription was up. So don't forget to renew it. Also, if you're watching this later as a recording, don't forget that you can still do the extra credit question if you're subscribed. That way I can track your attendance. So just don't forget to double check that every week. The other reminder I have for you, so I am having surgery on Monday the 22nd. And so I'm canceling our live stream next week because I don't know what kind of condition I will be in. So I'm going to put that here in the chat. There will be no live stream next week on Wednesday, 9/24. Just because, again, I'm having surgery on Monday and I'm not sure what kind of shape I will be in. So you're more than welcome to email me if you have any questions next week. I'll still be doing your grades and everything, though there is a chance that I won't be able to do them on Monday. I'm going to try and grade some of them over the weekend. But please be patient with me if I don't get to your grades as quick as normal. I am having knee surgery on Monday, and I don't quite know what to expect in terms of like my recovery. So no live stream next week, but we'll pick up the following week and we'll go over everything, especially since we'll be in the last week or so of our class. So I'm sorry about that, but let me give you the extra credit question for this week. I did write it out already. And all you need to do for this one is list them. So this is the week number 6, Twitch extra credit question. Here we go. What are Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development? So you can just list them. What are Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development? And when you're ready to answer that, since we're in week 6, you'll click on optional Twitch extra credit number 6 right here. And then up at the top, you can click on start assignment. And that brings up this box where you can type your response. And then when you're ready, hit submit to get confetti and thumbs up, right? Perfect, thumbs up. So don't forget to do that this week. If you would like to earn those 2 points of credit, you can still go back and watch the one from last week. If you haven't already done that one, you're welcome to do so. And remember, if you're watching it as a recording, if you're subscribed on Twitch, you can still get those points because I can track that attendance. Otherwise, make sure you read through the 2 chapters, do those 3 things for each one. Don't forget discussion 11 and 12. Exam number 3, the extra credit if you're interested, and the recording will be up shortly. So I won't see you next week for week number 7, very typical week with 2 chapters, 2 discussions. You do have a self-care and mindfulness assignment. So I will try to remind you of that next week if I can. If not, we will talk about it when I see you for that last live stream. But just a quick heads up, so that self-care and mindfulness assignment next week, this is where you're going to be using that other book that you purchased. So hopefully you're able to go back and find the email with that information if you haven't opened that book yet, which I don't expect that you have. But you'll need that other book. So make sure you have access to it. If you want to get a little bit of a jump start, you could start reading through it this week. But it will be something that you need to access next week to read through. So if you would like to get going on that, find that email, start reading through it. You will have a couple of questions to answer related to that book and some little activities to do, which will hopefully be a little bit helpful. Otherwise, that is everything that I wanted to go over with you this week. Sorry for being a couple of minutes late. Again, the internet wasn't cooperating, but short and sweet, just checking in with all of you. If you have any questions at all, I will hang out for a little bit and I'm more than happy to answer them. If I'm feeling better next week, I might hop on shortly. I'll let you know. I wasn't sure, so I'm going to go ahead for now and cancel. But if I'm able to jump on kind of later in the week next week, I would be happy to do so. So otherwise, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you enjoy. We're supposed to have some thunderstorms like tomorrow, so that should be kind of fun. There won't be a Twitch next week, so there won't be an extra credit question next week, but we will do one last one the following week, which will be our last week of our class together. Hard to believe that we're already in week 6. Thank you so much. Hopefully it won't be anything too intense. It's ACL reconstruction, so I tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus, and they are at the least repairing my ACL. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful week next week. Again, enjoy the weather. I will see you in October, right? I can't believe that we're getting so close to October at this point. It's hard to believe, but have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm going to minimize my video, but I will hang out for a few minutes if you have any questions. Thank you all again for joining me. And if you have any questions between now and the end of the week, of course, feel free to email me. Thank you. I appreciate all the well wishes, everyone. Thank you so much. And again, I am still here for a little bit. If you have any questions for me, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I will hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much. And I am still here if you, as I mentioned, if you do have any questions for me. Thank you as well. Have a wonderful rest of the day, a wonderful week.